What's poppin', y'all? Tap in, tap in, tap in. I got a banger for y'all today. Go ahead and subscribe, follow, do whatever you gotta do. I got a banger for you. So, I recently see a lot of content creators and coaches saying that most women are horny, loose, and nasty, right? They say most women are horny, loose, and nasty. And the question is that true? Are they horny? There's a good chance that they are. Are they loose? I would say yes. Are they nasty? I'm gonna say no, not necessarily, right? Right. There are some that are, but are most of them nasty? I'm gonna say no. The question is, do I have a problem with that? Right? Do I have a problem with most women being loose and horny? No, I do not have a problem with that. Every man wants a woman who is loose and horny for him. I'm gonna say it again. Every man wants a woman who is loose and horny for him. The problem is a lot of women get out here and they are loose and horny for men who aren't willing to commit to them. Let me say that again. A lot of women out here are loose and horny for men who are not going to commit to them. And this can be for different reasons. He can be afraid of commitment, or he could just simply not be attracted to the woman, or he could come to the senses that this woman isn't wife material, right? So there's a bunch of reasons out there as to why a particular man may not commit to a particular woman. Now, the problem I have with some men is that they could have a woman in front of them who hits all the check marks and they will still be afraid to commit. Now, when I say commit, I'm talking about go the distance. I'm talking about go from the relationship to the marriage, right? Commit all the way through and act right. Commit all the way through and act right. And when I say act right, I'm talking about act right as a man of God. Act right as if God can see them and they know God can see them. That's what I mean when I say act right. So that's the issue, because the truth of the matter is this. In a general sense, a woman will adhere to a man who she has genuine desire for, right? She'll do whatever that man, for the most part, wants her to do, if it is a man who she has genuine desire for. Now, there are some women out here who will, say, find a man who they have genuine desire for, and they'll be intimate with him and stuff like that. But when it comes to wifely duties, that particular woman may not have that in her, right? She just ain't got it in her. She is not gonna make a good wife. More times than not, maybe she got some type of attitude, or she just hard-headed. Some women are just hard-headed. They could have a genuine desire for you, and they still not gonna move a certain way, maybe because they was raised a certain way, they're listening to certain things in the music, they're seeing certain things on TV, or they got friends and family in their ear telling them not to do certain things, or don't do this for a man, don't do that for a man. And again, that rules them out for being wifey material in my eyes, right? That rules them out. So you got a lot of different components to this. So are most women loose and nasty? Naturally, again, I'm not gonna say nasty, but are they loose and horny? I would say yes, right? Right? So the thing is, they just have to be that for one man and bond to one man. The problem is you got a lot of women out here being loose and nasty for a lot of men, and that's when they get the name of being called a hoe, or this or that, too promiscuous, or she ain't worthy of being a wife. That's what happens. But in a general sense, I don't have an issue with a woman being deemed as loose and horny, right? As long as it's for her man. As long as it's for her man. And again, this is what men like. That's why the porn industry is on fire, OnlyFans is on fire, prostitution is on fire. Men is paying to see these women. That's why all these women on Instagram when you see those posts, they got thousands and millions of likes and comments, because that stuff is what men like. Men like to see that. So men like a loose woman, right? a, man, a man likes a loose woman, but he wants her to be loose for him. He wants her to be loose for him, right? So men are into that, you know. Even in my experience, you know, when I was single out here, you know, there was a lot of women who had a genuine desire for me. And I even met some women who were, you know, celibate, had been celibate for a time. And, you know, they link up with me, we hang out, we talk, and they ready to give it up just like that. And when that happened, I didn't see anything wrong with the female, and I didn't deny. I didn't say, oh man, she can't be celibate, she ready to give it up. That's not what I thought. I could tell that this woman was on fire for me, right? And she was into the conversations. She was into everything that I was about. She was physically attracted to me. And I was just like, I got her, right? And in that moment, it's my duty as a man of God, to take that situation the distance, right? So talk to her, vet out, you know, if she's worthy of it, give her a relationship, and then let it lead to marriage if that's where it goes, right? So that's my duty as a man. And that's what a lot of men got to do, is do a better job of committing. So again, I have no issue with women being horny and loose. You know, most men, that's what they want. I'm gonna say all men, that's what they want. Even if they don't admit it, that's what they want. You know, but again, they want her to be loose and horny for him, and only him, solely him. You know, another thing is, you have a lot of women out here who are superficial, right? And this is really men and women, because of social media, TV, OnlyFans, and then you got women out here dressing all kind of way out here in real life. A lot of women have, or men and women have become superficial, and women are seeing guys who got money and cars, and they flashing this, and they on vacations and all of that, and a lot of women have become superficial, right? So they're only going after a small percentage of the men. I believe the stats show that 90% of the single women are going after 20% of the men. Let me tell you something. These 20% of men can't have all y'all ladies. They can't marry all y'all. So that's another part of the issue. And what's happening is, a lot of y'all women, or a lot of women, is settling for guys who is not their first choice. They're settling for guys who are not their first choice. And what they're doing is, they're getting with this guy, and I don't call it settling. I call it getting who you qualify for. But they're getting with this guy, and they're not fully cooperating with him. They're not being submissive to him. They're not adhering to his program. You know, they're giving him a hard time, and they're not giving him sex. You know, it's a whole lot of stuff going on. But my thing is, don't choose a man if you can't adhere to his program, if you're not going to be submissive to him, if you're not going to be sexual with him. Don't commit to that man, because now you're just causing all kind of problems in society, because now he's going to go off, and it's a whole nother spill once that go down, right? So it's a whole lot going on. But that's my breakdown on that. Y'all ladies got to be more realistic. Get who you qualify for, and act as a woman of God would. And me and y'all got to step it up, and you guys got to start committing, especially when you find a woman who hits your check marks off. Don't be afraid of commitment. Stop trying to be out here playing and get to the next woman, y'all messing up the society too, right? So it's people that's guilty on both ends. But women, naturally, yes, they should be loose and horny for their man. They should be loose and horny, but for their man. I don't have a problem with that. Y'all be blessed.